Happy Thursday. We're in the thick of summer. Hope you're having a good day. Um, you know how long this video is because it says it right there at the bottom. I don't know right now because I don't overly script these. I have some notes, but I don't know how long it will go. But I have a feeling this one might go a little bit longer. So if it is longer, I apologize on the front end. Um, And the reason why this one is probably a little bit longer is because we're going to talk about something um, that just is a struggle for most of us, and that is the issue of fear. Um, I saw a post a couple days ago, and it was a person who was, I want to use the word ranting, but I will say frustrated with the amount of fear mongering out there. And I get it, everything that they were saying was true. However, I know that they voted for the person that they voted for because that person promoted all these things to be afraid of. And so I recognize it myself, and I think we all do, have a very complicated relationship with fear. We don't like it. We don't like when it's used as a weapon against other people, but we use it ourselves. And I'm going to kind of dig down through the layers of fear. You know, the superficial question is, what are you afraid of? And it's like, dark spaces, spiders, snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes. Spiders I catch. It's those big smoky brown roaches. I turned into a 6-year-old girl with those. We have that layer, speaking in public. Then we have the layer underneath that, which is afraid of not belonging, afraid of being understood, afraid of not being accepted, afraid of not being enough, afraid of being incompetent. And then even below that is, how do we manage fear? Like, we're always going to feel it. We're always going to have something that causes some heightened response to a perceived threat inside of us. And so it's how do we manage it, that fear? Like, what do we do with it? How do we wrestle with it? Where do we put it when we're experiencing it? You all know this. One of the number one commands in all of Scripture is do not be afraid. And I'm not sure that it means stop being fearful, because you can't. It's like the don't worry. It's like, I know you're going to worry. Here's how you frame worry so those things that you worry about feel less heavy. And I think the don't be afraid thing is the same thing. You're going to be afraid. Everything promotes fear. You watch the news, you read anything online. People manipulate with fear because it's one of the most powerful forces. Be afraid of those people. Be afraid of that belief. Be afraid of this thing. And all of a sudden, we can't stop thinking about it. So it's not only about not being afraid, it's about how we manage the fear that we do experience. And we're going to talk all about that Sunday, is like, how do we manage this response that happens inside of us that we can't seem to control? In our second letter to the churches at Revelation, this is the church at Smyrna, and this is do not be afraid. Now, you can read it ahead of time if you want to, but let me just give you a little heads up. The writer of the letter said, don't be afraid, but brace yourself. All of these horrible things are going to happen, which seems like the most ridiculous thing in the world to say. And so we're going to wrestle with that. I want us to be able to approach Scripture with openness and honesty and go like, this doesn't make sense. This seems kind of ridiculous. I don't understand why this says what it does, because what it allows us to do is to question things that come from another context. You know, we want to cram it into our context, and it rarely fits. It usually doesn't fit. And so we're going to do that with this passage about don't be afraid, but look out. And then how do we respond to that as far as managing our own fear? Again, we're in summer, things are a little bit slower. Our Wednesday night virtual women's Bible study is we're running full speed. So if you want to be a part of that, contact the church office and they will give you the contact information to make sure that you get in that group. We're in July. We'll have Man Cave this month. We'll have a couple more Thursday morning women Bible study. And then you'll see us begin to move toward cranking things back up once we get out of the summer break. So, don't be afraid. This will be good. I hope you come. Hope you share this information, maybe invite someone. So, stay cool. It's awful. And we'll see you soon.